mean, anybody that's going through through a codependency, self-worth situation, people pleasing, stuff like that, take a year of your life. If I could tell, and this could work for everything else, but I'm just saying the people that can relate to these stories where they are people pleasers, codependents, and whatever else, take a year of your life and just like bury into yourself and watch what happens.
Welcome back to the Hopeaholics podcast. I'm your girl, Natalie Eva Marie.
And I'm Chad Carlson, and you're listening to the #1 addiction and mental health podcast.
And you guys, if you or a loved one is struggling, make sure you head to askevamarie.com or chaddick.com and chat with one of our AI companions 24/7.
Or text the number right here on the screen.
Together, we are breaking the stigma around addiction and mental health.
And fighting the fentanyl epidemic.
Now, let's get into the episode.
Justin, welcome to the Hopeaholics podcast.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah.
I think the last time was with Flex, right?
Oh, yeah. That's the last time
Oh my gosh, that's
you were here.
a while ago, and I wasn't in that
2 years ago,
one.
3 years ago almost.
What?
I wasn't here. I wasn't in that one.
No, you weren't here?
Mm-mm.
No, that was Tim's story.
Oh,
That
Tim was here.
Flex.
I just happened to, I remember
You were
it
out of
too.
town.
Mhm.
Yep.
We had a whole
I was-
posse in here.
It was insane.
Yeah.
There was like 12 people.
How did
Yeah.
you
in
guys
this
even do
room.
that with the amount of... or
And they
lack
were all
thereof
like
mics?
big fucking yoke dudes. So,
Yeah,
don't
how,
know
did,
how
how
we
did you guys
work-
do that?
well, there was just the 4 of us. And did we have a couple mics back there?
Yeah, we had some mics back here.
Yeah.
Did you guys know the story about that?
No,
Flex got out of the hospital in Vegas the night before.
I remember now. Yeah.
And he called me. He's like, I'm sick. He's like, I don't think I'm going to make it. I said, Flex. And I was having a whole event for him that weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, Flex, get your ass in the car. Like, he literally just got out of the hospital. Like, get your ass in the car and get here, dude. You're not going to want to miss this. And he did. He bucked up and he drove all the way here from Vegas
Wow.
because he brings his dog with him.
Yeah.
Drove all the way in. His dog's a big dog.
Yeah.
All the way here from Vegas, sick, and does the podcast, which ended up being like a 3.5-hour podcast,
Yeah.
if you remember,
Yep.
with Tim. It was unbelievable. Stuff he talked about, stuff that he had never talked about before. And then he went on to be a part of the entire weekend with the JWX community, which was like 90 people, and made it to every single event and just like muscled up and got through the whole entire thing. And that Sunday he said, I'm so glad you pushed me to do this.
Wow.
Nice.
But yeah, like he was like
No,
bad in the
yeah.
hospital too, bad. And so I was so proud of him, so proud to be his friend, and just a really, really special weekend. And it started right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Before we dive into just like deeper into parts of your story, what made you start? It's called JW Fit, right?
JWX.
The JWX.
So JW Fit is my fitness coaching business,
Okay, and then you have JWX,
which is our community.
Yeah. What made you decide to do this?
Oh, that's a good question. So I think, when I got into online fitness coaching, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Like, I just started. I learned from a guy that was I guess he did well at one point and whatever. And I learned from him, and I was like, that ain't how this should be done. And my knowledge of the auto industry and understanding tools like CRM, advertising, marketing in that way, and like organizing, contact information and stuff like that, because that's what the auto industry is all about. It's all about, collecting emails, phone numbers, retargeting those people, keeping people in a certain ecosystem. And I had a good understanding of that. So when I started my online fitness coaching business, I was able to level it up rather fast, allowing me to leave the auto industry, which I did pretty well in. And then other people just naturally started to ask like how I was able to grow so quickly. Not in terms of audience, not in terms of anything like that, but in terms of maintaining lifestyle and being able to walk away from a 9-to-5. So right away it was like, well, if the problem that I can solve is helping people escape their 9-to-5, right? Like you see a lot of people on social media that are like, scaled at six figure months and all this stuff. And you're like, bullshit. But what's realistic? Okay, well, what do we have to do so you can tell your boss to fuck off and go and do your own thing?
Yeah.
And that was kind of the goal there. It wasn't a matter of anything else. So, so other programs that I had signed up for, I started meeting other people that were trying to do what I was doing successfully. And it just naturally progressed into more of a community style. The other thing too is I wanted it to be like very transparent. Like I wanted it to be like, and you see how I operate. Like, this might not work for you.
Yeah.
Right? Like there are no secrets. It literally is. It's a level of work. So it was like between the transparency, between having actual systems, because I don't call myself a business mentor. I don't call myself a coach in business. I'm a coach in fitness. I just make suggestions, right? Give systems and processes, and that's it. It's not what you see across the platforms right now, which has developed a huge trust deficit. So I went that route.
Yeah. Nice. And how long ago? What year did you start this?
So it was about 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
After your online business?
Yeah.
So you started the online business first, right?
Mm-hmm.
What brought you into fitness?
My own transformation. Battling my weight my entire life, and alcoholism and drug addiction too. I got up over 350 pounds, well over 350 pounds.
So you were always a big boy growing up.
Now, I do want to say that he is also 6'5", right?
Yeah. My mom said I carried it well. You know what I mean?
I mean, I've seen the pictures because you post the pictures.
Yeah.
You post the pictures of your transformation, and you're pretty thick dude.
Yeah. I was fat as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you weighing right now?
About 240.
240, so over 110 pounds.
So I bet you did wear it well though, because it's like 6'5". I'm looking at like a linebacker for NFL and college ball. Those boys are mighty large. So I'm sure you actually did wear that weight well.
I did, but I was still fat. With my
Sure.
shirt off, it was
You probably weren't comfortable with your shirt off.
No, insecure as fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, I still took it off.
Yeah.
But it was. But then you would do things like self-deprecate.
Yeah.
Be like the funny fat guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's just not a good look. Like you think it is in the moment, and like you just drink more beer because you can house more beer, right? Like you're like the big funny fat guy.
Yeah.
And that was like the character that I portrayed when I was just fucking really unhappy. But this is a long time ago.
Sure.
This is over a decade ago. So I lost all the weight. But what's funny is, and I've told the story a number of times. I got in shape before I got sober.
Oh.
Okay.
And it's very unusual.
Yeah,
right?
that I didn't know.
Yeah. I wanted to have a six pack while being fucked up.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
get
Like
that.
I wanted to
I
be
get
like
that.
the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to be like the guy at like the music festivals with the little
yeah.
shorts on and the six pack, right?
Yeah,
Like that.
I
And
totally
just
get
like,
that.
the fanny pack full
Yep.
of like ketamine. That was like my thing. I wanted that. That was my most elite self.
Yeah.
That was it.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah. So I was like a bad alcoholic, but I was so disciplined with the nutrition and with my training. I would do Coke until 3:00 in the morning and then be in the gym 5:30 in the morning, sweating it out.
that's
Sometimes
how I was
taking
too.
nips out of my gym bag. I think I saw a video once of Dwayne The Rock Johnson like drinking tequila out of his gym bag, and I was like, oh, this is okay. This is acceptable. Like
Right.
I'm totally normal. And yeah, so I got in really good shape before I got sober.
Wow. That is.
Was your brother big growing up?
Nature of the car business is an industry that ebbs and flows.
Sure.
And you'll see a lot of guys that work in that industry that will get fat, and then they'll go on like health kicks, you know what I mean? And then they'll get in a little better shape, and then they'll get fat again. End of the month comes, you're locked in your office, spinning car deals, doing stuff like that. So you're not moving as much, and you're eating like whatever comes your way. So I think we watched my dad do that. Right. And as he built our businesses and stuff like that, we watched him do that. So as kids, we kind of naturally, our weight ebbed and flowed. And then, You know, he got bigger. He's my brother's now sober too. He got sober after.
Oh wow.
Which he didn't like. He wasn't like me, but he had a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got in really good shape too.
Wow.
But he had gotten sober and then got into good shape.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he did it the usual way.
The usual
He
way.
did it the way before.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what was it like? So does addiction run in your family?
Not I was an outlier.
Okay.
Drinking, partying and stuff like that is very common in my family. Like, you know, they like to drink, they like to have fun. You know, everybody has done pretty well for themselves, and, you know, work hard, play hard that's kind of like the vibe. I just went to work hard, self-sabotage.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Like a real baller.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm fucking this shit up.
Yeah.
If I'm going hard, I'm going hard.
Where are you from? Where did you grow up?
So I was born in Michigan, spent most of my childhood in Portland, Maine. And then we moved back to Michigan in high school.
Wow.
Yep. Went to college in Michigan, and I kind of lived all over like Detroit, West Michigan, Detroit, and Northern Michigan.
Winters would kill me there.
The worst.
Fuck. I would.
Oh yeah, no, it's really cold.
Freezing.
And they never end. Just when you think it's over, you'll get like a 60-degree day.
Yeah.
Blizzard the next day.
Wild. So did you guys like get
It's a weather
snowed in?
cock tease all the time. The worst.
That's crazy. What brought you to Cali? And did your addiction spin off like in Michigan, or did it really spin off until later on in life?
Yeah. So I guess like I always knew, I wrote about this in my book. Like, I think the first time that I ever was challenged on like addictive traits and an addictive personality was I was on a mission trip when I was like 14 years old in Mexico, and
What church?
It was
For your school?
a non-denominational church. Yeah, Resurrection Life Church. And the guide, we had to go in a van. We had to go like around the mountains, like on these like shitty roads. And they're like, listen, we're going to give you guys some Dramamine in case like you guys get nauseous. And they're like, and it might make you a little groggy. And I remember I asked for a second one, and the guy looked at me and he's like, he didn't say fucking, but you know what I mean? He's like, you got a drug problem? And I was like, and I'm like 14. I'm like, no. But in my head, I was like, yeah, I'm going to be on this van. I want to get fucked up.
Yeah.
And so I think that was like the first time I ever really like acknowledged that. And as a kid, like I didn't know, but it was like, I just got questioned about my drug use. And no, I didn't think I had a problem then.
Dramamine. Dude, you can take like the whole pack of Dramamine and fucking hallucinate like a mother.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And especially at 14 years old, but
that's funny. I did it at like 15.
Nice. Well, yeah, if I would have found out, if you would have given me the second one, I might have started.
Yeah, you would have been like, but yeah, so yeah, damn. When did the progression, when did the actual first?
I mean, as a kid, I did like cocaine benders, and then I would like have to like, you know, go move home, and my dad would be like, all right, you're done with the cocaine. But he always like, I think my dad always wanted me to be able to like be a normal drinker who partied a lot. You know what I mean? So it was like always like, you know, as long as you're not doing coke and stuff like that, like you can have beers and stuff with your friends and do all of that. So like, it was like always binging, right? Like normal binging. And that was like into college. And then I'd have times where like I'd hurt myself doing something stupid, get a bottle of Percocet or Vicodin and then go off that and then drag that out as long as I could. Oxycontin actually saved my life just because I was terrified of it. And then I stopped using opiates and then, you know, but alcohol was like always there. And then cocaine became like a pretty heavy thing again later on. And Adderall, like the uppers. Yeah. And like being in the showroom all the time and stuff like that. Like you wanted to be like energized on your A game and stuff like that. So cocaine became a pretty big thing. But it never was like what made me hit rock bottom. And it never really caused like, it caused issues in relationships. It caused a divorce. It caused like things like, and I didn't cause a divorce, but it was like there during. Yeah. So it's always been like a thing. But it wasn't until I got one DUI, and then I got a second DUI within the same year. And then I had to go to drug court. And drug court is, if anybody's listening to this that's been to drug court, they know how fucking intense drug court is.
Yeah.
Your freedom is pretty much stripped away.
Yeah.
Especially if you're an active addiction, right? Or you know, if you even like to use and drink and use. So I discovered nitrous oxide.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, okay, like I can get away. I could do nitrous all the way up until I walk into the courthouse to meet the judge every week. And I just started going off on that. And you know, I remember like back then I remember seeing like videos of like Steve-O doing like outrageous amounts of nitrous. And I was like, okay, like this shit must be decent. So I'd do outrageous amounts.
Yeah. And
that's kind of what made me spin out of control. And then, you know, between that and the pressure of, you know, being management of this auto group and especially during COVID, right? Like this at the beginning of COVID. So the stores are like closed down, but you can do certain things, but you can't do other things, and cars aren't selling like they once were. And then, you know, they made us jump through hoops, and this is essential, but this isn't, you know, this is not essential. And it was just like a lot of pressure constantly, a lot of free time, a lot of idle hands, an affair. I had an affair, went through a divorce. It was like I just was like self-sabotaging.
How old were you when you got married first time?
The first time, 30.
Oh, okay. And how long were you guys married?
1 year.
So your track record's not the best.
Shh.
Don't put him on
I
blast
mean,
like
I
that.
mean, like the most
He's
loving
getting
way.
better. He's getting
I
better.
have no judgment whatsoever. I'm going through my divorce as well. So like,
Yours is
No.
actually done.
well, technically,
And
on
technically
paper,
it's done. You are divorced. You are
I
no
am
longer
legally
married.
divorced, but you know, I'm still financially strapped. So,
Well,
you know.
Do we want to talk about that?
I
or do
know,
we
but
wanna
I
talk-
just
or do
was
we
making
wanna
sure
talk to
my
Justin?
friend knows that I'm not judging him. By
no.
I'm just a
I'm being
sarcastic
silly.
jerk.
I'm being silly. I honestly am wide open about that.
Yeah.
No, my track record sucks.
Or maybe you just love hard or love bomb or whatever they say.
I'm a codependent.
Okay, so you attach
100%.
yourself to somebody and like
And if you attach yourself to another codependent, that's a recipe for disaster.
It is.
But I like talking about stuff like this because it's like you went through that. You were in your addiction while you were married, had an affair in that marriage, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, you know, I'm not blaming it on the addiction, but that definitely didn't help,
No, not at all.
you know?
It didn't help how you reacted to things.
Sure.
Never.
Right?
Never.
It didn't because it was like, you know, you'd feel some type of way and then you would just get fucked up to try to make that go away. And then it would just like come back 10 times worse.
Yeah.
And she wasn't an addict, right? So that was that. So then I just ended up looking like an idiot the
Right.
entire time. And meanwhile, I'm like, you know, starting a life with the woman that I had an affair with.
Oh, fuck.
And
Were you also a big boy at this time?
No, I was jacked. I was in great
Oh,
shape.
so you had already
Yeah.
gotten in shape.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
In really good shape.
So you got married, then you had the affair, you guys get a divorce, and then you go and
Build a house, the whole deal.
With
like right
the-
up the street from the house I had just bought with my ex-wife.
you're a fun one. This is good. Okay, so
like right up the like right up the street.
so then you're now in a new relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. Still in your addiction.
Absolutely not.
No, not.
Oh, now.
No,
you
no,
know,
no.
okay,
talking
No,
about-
then.
The 30-year-old you.
The affair.
Yes.
The
We're not talking
house.
about-
We're,
yeah.
we're,
Now,
we're
yes.
on the street.
We're back.
Now, yeah, sorry.
And is
Wow,
this
you
all-
like threw
sorry.
me off. I'm like,
And
you
this-
jumped way ahead.
No. And this is all in Michigan, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, and so we're not out in Cali yet.
Yes.
Okay.
So new relationship, blending families, new home, all
Because you have a son.
yeah. And she had and she had 2 kids as well.
Okay.
They were all the same age.
Wow.
She had Irish twins, and my son was the same age as them.
Wow.
So blending families. I'm still, you know, I'm better, right? Like I'm drinking still normally and a lot, but still managing my career, doing, you know, obviously able to, you know, move homes,
Yep.
get through a divorce and all of that. But still, I'm a fucking mess.
Yeah.
But severely codependent, right? And that started to cause issues, and there were some trust issues early on because in an affair, and anybody that's been through an affair and a divorce, there's typically a little bit of back and forth.
Sure.
Right? There's familiarity, and there's the new thing, and in a lot of situations, and other men that I've talked to, it's not just me, right? Right? Like, it can't just be me.
Yeah.
But there's a little bit of back and forth, which does create trust, and trust issues, and those trust issues could potentially cause issues in the next relationship. And that was the case for me, right? So yes, I was a piece of shit, acknowledged, but it was circumstantial, right?
Yeah.
And so those trust issues mixed with my codependency caused for some certain things that created episodes in my life, like a fight when we were up camping that caused me to like take off in my truck and get pulled over, get a DUI. Embarrassing as fuck. I'm an idiot, but she takes me back and whatever. And then another codependent, like self-sabotage moment. I took off in my truck and got pulled over again while I was on probation for the first DUI, right? Which led into the drug court. And so, yeah, it was like a mixture between like codependency and just consistently being a little out of my mind, you know?
And then you go to drug court. You start that process.
I want to know how long did this
yeah.
this next relationship last
With
with the affair lady?
a couple years.
Couple years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
We didn't get married.
You didn't get married.
We got engaged.
You got engaged.
Yeah. Listen, if you guys ever want like advice on buying a ring,
Yo, Justin is not afraid to fucking put a ring on it. That's for sure.
if you ever want advice on how to buy a diamond, I know, I got a guy.
What?
But no, listen, that one could have been a great thing, but it just wasn't. It turned toxic quick.
And I think you're right. Like, without really, and obviously every circumstance is going to be very, very different, and how things like play out. But you using the example of like when you step out and have an affair, having that like crossover of like the back and forth, well then it would be, I don't see how it couldn't trickle into then that current relationship of having like some type of trust issues, because it's like, well, you know,
Right.
lingering
And I don't blame
in the back.
anybody but myself for that, right? Like I was.
Well, there's two, because
For
she
sure.
knew that you were a married man, so you can't leave out the other person. Like, it always takes two to tango.
Right.
Not saying that like alleviates the.
Well, it doesn't alleviate your part,
Right,
You know,
at all.
like your part, and that's really the thing that most of us have to focus on is what role did we play in either the self-sabotage or the sabotage of everything that's happening in our lives.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, the relationships that we destroy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think too, like, you know, it always goes back to codependency with me. Right. And just my first marriage, we should have never even gotten married. There was already a ton of like trust issues and stuff like that going into our marriage.
Yeah.
That were more on, and I'm not trying to justify this for myself whatsoever, but that were more on her end. So I had gone into this marriage knowing that there were things that were done during the time when we were dating and engaged that I just accepted because I had no self-worth.
Right.
Right? Like I had no self-worth. So I totally accepted like what she had done to me and married her anyways. So then that whole first and only year of our marriage, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, fuck this. Like, you know, and I'm just like resentment. And then the first person that gives me some attention, I stepped out.
Right.
And again, that's where like codependency becomes like a very, very, for me, it was far, far worse than any of the drugs and alcohol. Far worse. I just had those two those were kind of the solution for me. Right.
Yeah. So you're in this relationship for a couple years. At the same time, you're going to drug court to kind of handle your.
Yeah. And I was mentally spiraling out of control. Right. Obviously I wasn't drinking because I couldn't.
Right.
I wasn't using real drugs. Right. but I was just like, miserable, discontent. I was going to AA, but only because I had to have a court card signed. That's all. So I wasn't like actively working a program. I was wildly codependent on the woman that I was living with, and that was becoming very evident. And so we had made a decision to date. We're going to stay engaged, but I was going to move out. Still, I don't know where we cooked up this plan, but we cooked up a plan, and it was like, we're going to have you, we're going to date. You get a condo. She wanted me to get a condo like right up the street from our houses in the suburbs. And I was like, no, I'm going to get a fucking condo in a high rise on top of a 5-story nightclub. And that's a good idea for me while I'm in drug court.
Right.
Right. And whatever. And I'm like, that's a fucking great idea. And she's like, no, Justin, that's going to be the end of us. And I'm like, no, I'm going to do this. So I go and buy the place in the high rise. And now I start isolating like in there big time. And, and it was bad because it was like, I just had nitrous, right? Because I couldn't do anything else. So I just had nitrous. So I'd go up into this fucking space camp and just space out on nitrous and then wake up and you don't have a driver's license in drug court. So I would wake up, drive anyways to court and hide my truck up the road and run like through a back trail to the courthouse. And like every day, or, not quite every day, but it assume every day because you don't know when you're going to get called in.
Yeah.
I would have to do this process. And this process was causing me to go fucking crazy, like crazy. So, and it started to repeat itself for month after month. And I was just like losing it, right? To where I stopped going back, like I'd stopped going back to my house with her. I don't want to say her name, but like with her. And I started just continuing to like get off work, go. I had a dude. I spent so much money on nitrous oxide. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I had a guy that would like deliver it to the high rise on like pallets. And I would just go completely get blasted. Well, fast forward, I had to serve some jail time. Okay, for the probation violation. We had gotten myself, by going to drug court, we had gotten myself out of serving jail time for the second DUI, but I had to go to serve some jail time, which was 2 weeks for my probation violation. We were able to justify with the judge that because I ran such a large company and so many people rely on me, like for their livelihood, that I could do weekends.
Okay.
But it was 3 hours north in northern Michigan, and I don't have a driver's license. So we had to like sort this out. So my first weekend, and at this point, my depression is like through the roof. Like I'm fucking like so absent. I remember seeing my dad on his birthday a couple days before I had to take the trip up to northern Michigan to serve a weekend, which really isn't a weekend. It's like a day and a half because the way that jail time works. And so I can remember seeing my dad that day, and he just looked at me and he was like, he felt so terrible for me. And he could just see it in my eyes that like I was just lost, just done. And so I get up to jail, and I knew one of the guards 3 hours north, and he like let me have like my medication, which at that time they had given me like Seroquel and whatever. So I slept the whole entire time. And when I got up to get booked out, I was sitting at the desk with the guard, and she was like checking me out, giving me my shoelaces back and everything. And I kept looking at her, and I kept like kind of hunching over. And she was like, Justin, are you okay? And I just kept kind of hunching over, and she's like, Justin, are you okay? And I can remember, like, I thought like I was dying. Like I literally thought like the white light, like I'm fucking done. And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I just need to stand up for a minute. I stand up, I fall over, crack my head, piss myself, wake up in an ambulance. No explanation as to why that happened. Go to the hospital. Now, my brother was supposed to pick me up from the jail that morning, but he had a wedding that he had to go to because, he's free living his life. Yeah. He had a wedding, and he ended up oversleeping, drinking too much the night before, oversleeping. So he didn't even know any of this was happening. And so I go to the hospital. They're running tests on me, but you got to remember, I'm in northern Michigan. They don't have the equipment in northern Michigan to see what's actually going on. So they fill me with fluid, stabilize me, make sure I'm good, and they let me stay in the bed until my brother finally wakes up and gets up to Northern Michigan to pick me up. Now I'm like really fucked up. I'm like in my head, like what is going on, and just like I'm in my head, like I'm fucking done. I'm just done.
This episode is brought to you by Wolfpack Bags. This gear is meant for anybody gym, lifestyle, to anybody that's on the move. I mean, I like to say that us here and everybody that tunes in, we're not average. We're always a wolf. They have all the goods that you need, especially for anybody that is looking for a bag to carry their meal prep, a lunch pail, anything like that. They have you covered. So once again, go to wolfpack.com, use the code Hopeaholics, save 10%, and join the pack.
And so he picks me up, and we get in his car. We drive all the way back to Grand Rapids. He drops me off at the building where my condo was, and instead of going up into the building, I went back to the parking garage. And I think he thought that was a little odd. And my plan was to go into my truck and just fucking blow my brains out, and that was it. And so I went in my truck, and I just like sat there, and was just, ready to do whatever. My phone's blowing up. He's calling me over and over and over again. And then he, out of nowhere, my door swings open.
Wow.
And it's him. And he's like, we're going to get you help. And that's it. Started my, so I had to go to, so first I went, okay, let me back up, or not back up, but let me pause for a second, because that was like at 11 o'clock at night. So there was no like psych ward that could take me in or anything like that. There was nowhere with a bed. But at the same time, we had no answers as to why I was passing out. So I went to a normal hospital in Grand Rapids, which is a great hospital. And they ran a bunch of tests on me, and they found like tons of blood clots in my lungs from all the nitrous that I was doing. And so I had to stay there, get stabilized, go to the psych ward, and then a week into being in the psych ward, my family had found a place for me in Huntington Beach. Flew out here, and I never went home.
Wow. And how old were you?
So that was what, going on 5 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
But look at how like the brother's instinct, because who knows if he didn't come and open your door.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because like I've never been like, I've had suicidal ideation, I think, my entire life, but I've never been the guy that's like, oh, I'm gonna end it. Like I've never told people. I just always fantasized about it. I always like kind of romanticized the idea. And so that, I think that's actually more scary than the person who's like just crying for help.
Right.
And so it was like becoming such a constant thing where like I was thinking about it all day, every day.
Yeah.
For like a year.
Scary.
Yeah, it is.
And we're at this time, were you still together with the affair woman? I just call it. I know, but
she's such a great person.
Yeah.
We don't know her name.
No disrespect to her. I just keep the people that are listening.
Yeah. So that after that whole thing and there was some separation and distance created.
Sure.
Even though I still had like all my stuff in our home and stuff like that. Probably still do. I never went back.
She's still living there?
You and me both.
Yeah. That's a whole nother conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can talk about that later.
Yeah, that's an off-air conversation. Oh yeah, that house still stands.
All right.
So there was some distance that that started, and then she ended up eventually just ghosting me. And I think that was the best thing. I tell her now, we talk all the time because that house still stands.
Wow.
I think that her ghosting me in that moment, because I think the first month of treatment, I was like doing everything I could to get her back.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Love bombing,
all the things.
Sending.
I've changed. I'm different.
You
have no idea.
Presents to her kids, like, you know.
Love me.
Yeah.
Letting her know how much you care.
Yeah. I was so wrong.
Oh yeah. Looking back at it, I looked like such a bitch, but but you know, it was all I knew. I'm a fucking codependent.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was after. But then it's funny because after she had ghosted me, I was talking to my sponsor because I actually started to kind of take things serious because I'm like, I'm going to be here a while. Like, you know, I might as well like start partying and you know, and figuring out what this whole sobriety thing looks like. And he was like, and I was like, yeah, she ghosted me and I think it's really done. And he's like, okay. He's like, well, you should start your program over. And so I went to the dude that ran our the treatment center that I went to, and I said, hey, I want to stay longer. And he was like, okay. And I was cash pay, so he was like, fucking right.
Yeah.
But
like, no problem.
Yeah, no issue there. And I was like, yeah, I think I want to take another 3 months. And he was like, okay. Wow. So I started all over. Really went to work. Really started to work like 12 steps. And and that's why I say that I think her ghosting me was the greatest thing. I thank her for it now.
Yeah.
You know, I do.
I mean, that's actually really wild because you've accomplished a lot of things in such a short amount of sobriety time. Like creating your own new businesses, walking away from a family business to create basically a whole new life because your family and everybody is in Michigan, yeah?
Yep.
And you're on the West Coast. I mean...
That's the power of being an addict, though, right? Like, that's the power of having the obsession and the commitment level of being an addict, right? Like, you know, for the last, like, number of years, I have literally, like, slept, ate, you know, dreamt everything just Wenzel Fitness and JWX. Like, I've really stayed focused. I haven't allowed anything. And discipline, right? So you have obsession, commitment, and discipline, and uncanny discipline. Saying no to everything. And that will, I think a lot of addicts that listen to this need to understand that if you take that level of obsession and you just put it in and you stay disciplined, like you do not fall off, you have no idea what you can accomplish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that for sure.
I mean, I believe it 110% because that's what I did, you know, and I'm sitting here, not perfectly, 25 years later, but 23 years later of owning a treatment center and, you know, building it from absolutely nothing. Like we had $10,000 cash and like $15,000 in credit cards. And we opened our first treatment center. We didn't have enough money to buy all the beds. So we just bought 2 and then we filled them and then we filled another 2 and here we are. Yeah, 23 years later. History. Literally, huh? It's like, you know, it really is. I mean, the rest is history. So, like, I mean, I understand that, like, the real uncanny drive to succeed. And, like, I took that from my addiction. I took that drive from, like, the getting and using and finding ways and means to get more. And then I started applying that to something positive in my life when I got clean and I found recovery. And it's unbelievable what us addicts can accomplish because, like, when somebody first told me, you know, you're going to go, you need there's a 40-hour work week. I was like, no. What am I going to do with the rest of the time? Because I'm going to get bored like a motherfucker. And I mean, in the beginning, it was great because, yeah, I needed more meetings. I needed more time. But today I don't need as much meetings. I don't need as much time. And I can really focus on continuing to build what I love doing.
Plus we're around it constantly, right? Like an entire podcast dedicated to sobriety and recovery, right? Like same with mine, right? Like we're constantly associating with people in recovery, people that have embraced a life of personal development, discipline, right? The gym.
See, I think that's the extra.
But that's where it gets like real dicey because I tried when I first came out here because I am so involved in like the podcast, the treatment like centers and like learning everything and trying to manage and learn how to like even distribute meds and all these things. So it's like I feel, oh yeah, this is good. This is like part of my program, and my sponsor immediately like nipped me in the bud. Like, no, that is something that you get to do. You have to do your own personal program, allowing you to then be able to pour into what you are doing.
Yeah, I agree.
Or else, for me, because I'm such an extreme person, that I'll skate the line. Like, oh, we're on the podcast today, so this counts as a meeting for me.
Yeah, no.
When two or more are gathered, that's
Yeah.
how I like. I want the shortcuts, just like I want a drug or a pill to switch my state of mind. I want the same thing in sobriety, even though like, or the same thing in the gym. I want something like a quick fix. Nothing is like that. You have to put in the work to get anything that you want out of life, and I know this, but it's like I still have my shortcut in my brain, that I need to constantly get checked. Like, no, that's not how it's gonna work. 'Cause, like, I'll still get irritable, discontent, and start slowly doing addict behavior into like relationships or nonsense.
I agree, and that's exactly kind of what before we got on air when I was talking about like certain things that I started to notice as well.
Sure.
In which case
Right.
it was like, reach out to my sponsor.
Totally, you were isolating.
Yep.
Not wanting to deal with actually like life on life's terms. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it.
Yep. And I think that's a big part of that, and also the side of discipline, right? Like it was like working my program constantly, right? But it's funny because when I did start doing exactly what you're talking about, that's where I started to isolate, started to feel miserable, started to feel those things, and like the one thing that I wasn't doing was drinking or using,
Right.
but everything else was just like whatever. And of course, like the thing about being, and I think you might be able to appreciate this, the thing about being really good at business and systematizing and things like that, it becomes really easy, right? Where like, your work so well that like working is just getting stuff done is like the easiest thing. Your job business becomes very second nature to you. So like for me, it was like, okay, well, making money is easy, right? So then you have like more time, you start to get more miserable almost, where like the things that were once a challenge aren't a challenge to you. Things that once excited you don't excite you anymore. So then like the isolating, then you start like for me at least, I started creating work that didn't even need to happen. You ever done that?
Probably.
Man. And then I just realized that like I was creating work to escape.
Yeah.
Why do you think your second marriage didn't work? Because you were now sober when you entered that relationship.
Yeah. So this is interesting because,
How many years sober were you when you got married?
when I got married,
Yeah.
one or two.
2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Codependency. I met my ex in when I was in treatment, and she was a normie, and it was like the first person I met.
Yeah. First one to
Give you some.
Yep.
Give you some. What do you call them? What do you call those things that boys give you?
Oh, the like the tinglies?
No, not the tinglies, but the
Huh?
Pleasantries. You call.
Oh yeah, pleasantries.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Can you? I just want somebody to, give me pleasantries, say nice things to me.
Sure.
It was. No, she's a wonderful person. She's incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like the first person that gave me like a level of acceptance.
Sure.
That saw me for who I was, and on paper it seemed like a great idea, right? And honestly, we did have we had a great relationship. But I wasn't happy,
And you weren't ready.
and I wasn't ready.
Or it seems like I'm just
Yeah, and
You know?
I think there's other things that are complex in the relationship.
Sure.
Where I was kind of kicking a can when it comes to like having children, stuff like that, where like the topic I kind of kept kicking the can. When we first got together, I was still in the auto industry. I didn't know that, like, what was going to happen to my life down the road. I had no idea. And then keeping in mind, like, I'm starting my life all over.
Totally.
And so the codependency kept me in the relationship, and kept me, just because, codependents can't break up, right? Like, like very, very hard for a codependent to break up. Instead of breaking up, I'm just going to marry you, right? Like, like way easier to go that route. And that was the case.
Oh, wow.
And not to say that it wasn't great. Like,
Of
it wasn't good. And like I said, like, she's incredible woman. We're probably closer now than we were when we were married. But I think the first year was nice, and then that second, the end of the first year and into the second was, I just was like falling off. I was just like not happy. This is what I'm talking about when I started to kind of isolate, when I started to kind of question a lot of things about it, question my own self. And quite frankly, I felt like I was holding her back, right? If she wants children and I'm not ready for that, or can't, for that matter.
Sure.
Like, there's a few other things that are smaller details, but like still like goals that just didn't align. And a lot of respect, a lot of love for her, but I was just not realizing. I just wasn't. I guess I just didn't. You know what I mean? And so I started to get like extremely, extremely disciplined. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm unhappy right now, but maybe it's just because I'm unhappy with myself. So I got really disciplined. I like dialed in my nutrition like crazy. I started like literally saying no to everything, not doing anything extra. I started reading more. I started pouring into my personal development, my program, and everything else. And then all of a sudden my confidence started to rise. And like, I started to feel less codependent and way more independent. And soon enough, it was like, okay, well, I can actually say that I'm not happy in this. I can actually leave and feel good about it and do it gracefully, by the way. And so I did one night. I said, listen, I'm not happy in this. I'm going to give you whatever you want, and walked away. And of course it caught her way off guard, and it was rough, but it was, we did pretty good through it. We stayed, lived together. We did, coexisted. Wasn't always great, but it was like, just whatever you want, I'll just give it to you. And still doing the same thing, whatever you want. I just want, I don't want your life to be.
Do you guys live together?
Now? No. No.
But because you guys did for a little bit.
They did for a bit.
We did, we did for the last 2 months, like while she's
getting everything.
Because and everyone was like, "Oh, you don't want to do that. You don't want to live together when you're separated." I was like, "I don't think you guys get it. Like, we're not like that."
Well, and I think everybody's relationship is
everything's
very
different. People always want to put their fucking, and you know what? You don't know until you do it.
Right.
Well, no one's there.
I've been through a shitty divorce. I knew exactly what not to do, right?
Yeah.
Like this time around, I was like, you know what? I think I'm just going to be extremely gracious, very generous, and I have the ability to do so.
Right.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of things come down with men, especially like money, right? It's like money. Well, you know what? I can make more.
Yeah.
Like that's the part where I just I can't stand some men out there. It's like they leave and they don't give what's rightfully to the person that that was relying on them.
100%.
Or holding it down at home. That's a job.
Bro. Like
totally.
if anybody can put up with me for even just a couple of years, 'cause I'm not fucking that. I'm not that easy. I'm kind of the opposite of codependent. I'm like super independent. I do have like some codependent traits.
I think I'm like that too.
But it's like I'm not the easiest to to love, because I'm kind of like a cat.
Yeah.
You know how like cats, like they only want you to love them when they want to be loved.
Yeah.
Like they go do whatever the fuck they want, and then they come back and they want to snuggle for a minute and rub on you, and like that's kind of me.
Well, I think that's what happens when a codependent does find like independence.
I think I was probably codependent young.
Yeah.
Before I found recovery, I needed somebody, and then when I found recovery, I was like, I don't want to be like that anymore.
Yeah, because I can tell you, like, a switch flipped when I got to like a level of like self-worth and confidence.
Yeah.
To where it was like I didn't want any.
Yeah.
Like I was like I wanted to be alone.
Yeah.
And then for a number of months after, I dated. Right. Like I tried dating and stuff like that, but it was like, I loved being alone. I bought a PS5, I'm like, I'm going to take up fucking Dungeons and Dragons games, God of War, stuff like that. Like I loved being alone, and it was really nice. And I still like, don't mind being alone now. In fact, like when I go home, like I have shit to do. I took up fucking cooking and all, you know what I mean? Like, and so I set up a little separate computer station in my kitchen, cause I'm constantly in there, cause I eat so much. And I just like literally like just fell in love with this process.
Are you cooking your own food?
Yeah, everything.
Your guys.
Wow.
So your guy's giving you what you need to eat every day. Your macros. Is he giving you like he telling you like this is the meals and that I want you to prepare for yourself too?
Yes.
And then you're preparing.
Wow.
Chad, I don't, if I'm given, I've said this on a number of podcasts, if I'm given 150 grams of blueberries
Yeah.
and it goes over to 151, I take out a knife
And you cut
and I
it.
cut the blueberry in half.
Oh my God, you are dialed.
You are psycho.
So dialed
But you look
in.
great.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
well,
do.
thanks.
You look
And,
awesome.
and, and
You
the
look
thing
really good.
is I can tell because I've known you now for I want to say a couple of years. Actually, I think I met you just
About
before
3 years ago when
yeah.
we first met, and actually I met both you guys at the same time. It was at the
Recover Out Loud.
Recover Out Loud.
Yeah, so that was two and a half
Was
years
that 2.5 years
Yeah.
ago? Yeah.
Yeah, ish. And you like I've noticed even your more transformation. You're leaning up.
Yeah.
You were like 270 when I met you. Still like good, look good, great. But now you're shredded.
Shredded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels good too, doesn't it?
I love it.
Because I took off 20 pounds too from when.
Yeah,
we
you
met.
look great too.
You know, I just couldn't I couldn't hold that weight anymore. It was too much on just my whole entire system to pump, because whether it's muscle or fat, your body doesn't know the difference. If I'm I'm not, I don't even get over 200, but for me, like 190 is fucking huge.
Yeah.
Like huge on my frame. And it just was too high blood pressure. A lot of stuff came with it.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah,
It is. I love being lean.
me too.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think too, it was like, just like between, and it's funny because like I started like staying that down. Natalie, I haven't like gone off at all any day.
How do you go on a date?
So I have the well, BLK. No, I have like certain things that I can get away with, but I just order if I know I'm going somewhere that has like a New York,
Okay.
then I'll order the New York, no butter, nothing, just hit it a couple times for a couple minutes on each side, salt, green beans, nothing on them, and then I skip a carb.
Okay.
And I'm just very and I've learned to just be very specific to the waiter. Yeah.
Does it cause you stress, or do you have your spots? Like, because you said that you started dating after, right?
Yeah.
So do you have your picked locations that you already know? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, but I had to mix it up because I didn't want to have a reputation at first, right? At first when I went on a few dates.
how are you dating? Like, how do you find these women?
I'm
I'm asking because it's like power in the world.
So now I'm actually in a relationship.
Okay. So before this one.
In person, like
Where?
the old fashioned way. I met a great girl months back in it was so fucking funny. I was this is like right after the Charlie Kirk thing happened.
Okay.
So I was like going down the rabbit hole of
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yep.
And I was like, you know what, I got to go for my after dinner walk. And I was like, oh, the Canelo fight's on. And
You live on Main.
yeah.
Oh my god, it's fucking okay.
So I was like, instead of like playing God of War and going down like the
Sure.
Charlie Kirk conspiracy, thing,
Let me get out and about.
let me get out and about. And met a great girl. Like I went to the bar, grabbed a Topo Chico, and was watching the fight. And it was nice. It didn't work out. Yeah, I was too judgmental on her nutrition.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, so does that play a factor into like who you date too? Is like
I like to
are
be
they
on the
nutritionally inclined?
yeah.
On
I
the
like
same
I like
regimen
to
as
be
you.
on.
You
the
wanna be
same,
healthy.
Healthy, yeah, yeah. And if like you just eat like shit, like I'm just
It's
not
tough.
attracted. Yeah.
Well, and it's also tough because I really do believe in like if you're with somebody, and I think this for sure, and I always think that I could get shots fired for it, but I do believe in like, for me especially now, like dating is obviously going to be happening, right? So I cannot date somebody that drinks or uses because and it's naturally, and yes, I feel like I am an independent woman for sure, and probably lean a little bit more alpha-ish, but that doesn't mean that I don't want my husband or man to lead me. I will follow,
Right.
because that's like I really do believe in that, and not in a less than type of way. It's like both partners are equal, but we have different traits that we're designed to do.
Right.
And so for me, finding somebody that doesn't drink or use is huge, because I have done the other opposite and was sober at the beginning and then not towards the end, because I naturally would follow. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, no,
So it
definitely.
makes sense tying into like the nutrition thing, because it's just something that it could spill into something that you don't want.
Well, yeah, and I tie nutrition into like just self-worth and like
Sure.
and garbage in, garbage out. But
Your body's a temple.
right. And it's just again, it's easier to go that route. So yeah, the dating thing was meh.
Easy?
It was easy. It was easy to
This guy met someone just like going on a night walk, for fuck's sake.
He's Justin Wenzel though, and when I say that, I mean like.
Well, who am I?
He's got a very. You're actually like. So you have this persona to the world that you're everybody thinks you're super outgoing, and you're actually extremely shy. She's extremely.
You have to initiate. Like
Yes.
seriously, you have to like
People
if you
and people are scared also to walk up to her and say, "Hi,"
yeah.
because she's Natalie Eva Marie. But you're Justin Wenzel, and you're actually.
And he goes and says hi.
That's my point. He goes and says hi.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's not even just in the dating world. That's just in the
general.
world. You have to initiate. You
Yeah.
never know who you're going to run into
sure.
that works out. And I love that. Since I was like a little kid, my dad used to like take me into the showrooms, and he would make me walk up to people. Hi, I'm Justin Wenzel. You want to buy a car today? Like literally like would make me like learn a proper handshake, look someone in the eye when I'm talking to them. And that was just how I was raised, was like, you need to network. So yeah, introducing, but again, I wouldn't say like, yeah, it's success to be able to like meet people, but so I am currently in a great relationship. And with a wonderful woman, and it's long distance. We met on Instagram.
On the gram.
On the gram.
Who initiated?
My setter. No, I'm kidding. But so I have obviously people inside of my page that they welcome all my new followers, especially if they have like brands, audiences, things like that. Like they want to start conversations and stuff like that. And they started a conversation, and she replied, and I just happened to be in my DMs at that time. and I pulled open and I'll look in the page, a professional headshot or professional picture page. And so I look at the profile and I'm like, whoa. She meets she meets all the criteria, and she's like engaged in conversation with my setter, thinking it's me. I'm gonna tell Herman, fuck off, Herman. I got this. Step aside, bro.
Yeah. And
so I stepped in, and then like we just started communicating. She's like, I live in Arizona, and I said, oh, that's great. That's not so far. And then it was like I really like started like getting into it, and I was like, man, I don't know like if I want to do a long distance thing. So I put it on pause and I stopped. And then she pursued, and then I opened it back up, and then she's like, well, why don't we just meet? And I was like, okay. She's like, I'll fly to you. I was like, okay,
Oh,
that's cool.
wow.
So she came to me the first time, and it was wonderful. And then I flew to her, and she like made sure that all like my food was like, you know, from my meal plan was like all set up
sure.
and structured,
Yep.
so I didn't miss a thing. Had like my peptides sent there ahead of time and all my
Wow.
supplements and things like that. So like I didn't miss a single thing, and like opened her home up to me, you know. The other thing that was really important to me was that I met somebody who was also independent. I wanted to make sure that I really wanted someone who was an entrepreneur
Sure.
and was able to sustain themselves. That was a big deal for me.
Yeah.
And so that was not that I'm not a traditional person,
Of course.
but I wanted somebody that had some power. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and didn't rely on you like a
Right.
crutch.
right. And so, yeah, it was like just really good situation the first weekend. Then she comes back to me, and like we're literally one weekend
Wow.
there, and we did everything back and forth, and like we discussed, you know, like it's easy to get to Scottsdale, and you know, based on, you know, especially JSX.
Sure.
And then she came out here for my birthday and made it like really special. And so
What'd you do for your birthday?
so we went
When's
out
your birthday?
October 18th.
Oh, okay.
No, you just passed.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went out with Jeremy Jackson,
Oh, yeah.
with JD Denham and with Jay Ferruccia.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was really nice. And Jay's wife Jen and Freddie.
I don't know the other guy. Jay Ferruccia?
Yeah, he's one of my best friends. He's really well known in the coaching space. He does a lot of keynote speeches. You know,
Nice.
does stuff with the Dodgers, the Buffalo
nice.
Bills.
Can I get him on the podcast?
He's a huge wrestling fan. He's Chad Gable's coach and Seth Rollins'
up.
coach. Yeah. That's I'm like, wait, why am I describing all of this? Yeah, he's Seth Rollins' coach.
Oh my God, no way.
Yeah. Yep.
That's crazy.
So we can definitely get him on the podcast.
Yeah.
I knew everybody else.
Yeah. John Morrison.
Yeah.
Hennigan.
Yeah.
Yeah. John's a friend of mine too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Such a small world.
Yeah.
I love him.
So yeah, Jay is awesome, and now he's like Hunter is having Jay like do the new training facility I think, in New York.
Really?
He's having him pick out all the gear and all the
Oh,
equipment and
wow.
stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, Jay? He was supposed to be on
Wait,
my
does
podcast
he-
yesterday, but he got sick. But
Does he live out this way?
yeah, he lives in Marina Del Rey.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I love Marina Del Rey.
Marina
That's
Del
one of
Rey's
my.
nice.
That's one of my. I don't like L.A.
No.
But like Marina Del Rey is dope.
Yeah. So Jay was telling me about. Well, I can't talk about it. But some injuries
Oh,
that have
yeah.
happened recently. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
That's awesome. So you guys have been together for a couple months?
Yeah. So like officially, like just over a month, and it's really nice. Mm-hmm. You know,
Are you guys like, how does that work these days?
What do you mean?
like
you-
Facebook official.
Like, are you official? Like, when do you start dating somebody?
I
and
think
then,
when you
like-
have a personal brand, the way that it works is you have like a soft launch, which is like a storyline.
Yeah, like
Sure.
this,
You know?
so they're in your story.
Yeah.
I've seen her
Yeah.
in your story
Yeah.
recently, like last weekend probably.
Yeah. So we went soft launch
Okay.
and then collab.
Oh.
Oh, and
collab?
Yeah. Collab is serious stuff.
Collab is serious. Collab is like, okay, so I got a question then.
And then it goes Facebook official.
Emily's like really loving this. I can hear her snickering at me for asking all these like probably cringy questions.
I love it. This is like the most fun part of the entire show. Like talking about all my old stuff is lame. I like talking about
like
right now.
everybody's
What's
heard all
going
that
on?
shit before.
Totally.
too.
Yeah,
You
who
know, like,
cares
fuck
about
that.
And also
whippets
too-
and
But I think it also is like really cool part of your story. Obviously not the going through a divorce part, but however, I do believe in God likes to test us in these moments to see how well we can either turn to him or endure. And then there always is like a light at the end of the tunnel. It's like these are all preparation, these are all tests in a way of like how you're going to handle it. And I think
Right.
that is really important that before you actually made your decision and talked to your ex-wife to let her know that this is where you were at, you made the conscious decision to actually turn inward first to make sure that you were solid in actually approaching her, as opposed to just because I do think that relationships also do falter with having the other person making them happy. It's like, no, that's not how things work. Like, you cannot put that much pressure on another individual to make you happy. It's like you have to do a lot of internal work to figure out what's going on within yourself. And I think that's really important for people to hear too. Like during your second phase of
development.
Yeah.
Self-development.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's funny because, like, you know, how much growth has happened in the, you know, since getting sober, right?
Yeah.
First since like getting in shape, right?
Yeah.
And then getting sober, and then it's like, you know, a lot of people say like year 3 of like your sobriety is like, you know, hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it really it was, but then like year 4 was like the hardest.
My year 4 was dark.
Yeah, it was
Hard.
the hardest, but it was like also like the most rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
It was like this year has been like so fucking good. Like it's been hard, but it's been good. And like the lessons that you learn. And I think the biggest thing is like I said, like, I mean, anybody that's going through like a codependency, self-worth situation, people pleasing, stuff like that. Take a year of your life. If I could tell, and this could work for everything else, but I'm just saying the people that can relate to these stories where they are people pleasers, codependents, and whatever else, take a year of your life and just like bury into yourself and watch what happens. Mm-hmm. Like it's insane to think if you just say no to everything for a year, like there is no balance, like you are buried into yourself. Watch what happens to your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Watch situations that would normally destroy a man. Watch you like just like skate right through that fire. Like it will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they all need to get clean. You need to be clean. You need to be clean, you know, to really. Now, if you don't have a problem, you know, like with drugs and alcohol, and you're like a normie that can have a glass of wine, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the people that are like me. Like, if you want self-development, you got to be clean. And that's super important. And take a year, take whatever it takes, man. And work. I mean, I continue to work on me on a daily basis. I don't even think I would have been able to get through 2024 and the first half of 2025 if I hadn't done a shit ton of work on myself. You know. And then, I mean, I give all credit upstairs to the man upstairs, because like God is everything, and He's the CEO in my life and in all my businesses. I put Him first, just to guide me and put me in the right direction. But man, I've had a tough year, you know. But what I've learned through my experience, this last year's experience, is that, because there's times when I was like, God, I'm not sure that you got the right dude for this job, right? Whatever job that I have. And what I found is that the more I relied on Him, even though the harder things might have gotten, they got easier. You know, sometimes they looked darker they would seem darker, but I just would go deeper and deeper into, like, for me, into like studying the Word or the prayers or the meditation, meetings, whatever it is.
Do you feel like, how do I want to word this? Like, now I switched I flipped topsy-turvy the interview.
Yeah, no, I don't mind.
Do you feel like you grow closer to God? And this is, and I might be setting myself up too. This might be a really selfish question. Do you feel like you get closer to God in hard times or in great times?
Hard times.
Really? Really?
Hard. Yeah.
That's
and then,
wild to me.
You get closer and great.
Oh, and great.
That's good.
Yeah, like I was.
But not when you're weak, though, because when you're weak, that's when you need Him the most.
I understand that.
But we really should be consistent through all times.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
no, 100%.
That's what He's trying to. That's actually what He's trying to teach us.
Right.
Because however it is, what God's trying to teach you is rely on me just as much when you're struggling.
Yeah, I always felt like I was like a fair, like it was like fair weather faith.
Yeah.
And I had a hard time with that.
Sure.
it was almost like there was no grace there. And for me, it was like, okay, I made it through this, like, now what?
Yeah.
And it would just cause me to like want more of God. And I think especially the last 2 years, I started to find myself growing closer and closer to God. And then going right back to like rigidity and discipline. And as I started to like find out like what God wanted for me, and then all of a sudden seeing like the product of like not negotiating with myself or with anybody else or anything at all. And then I heard this acronym the other day, and you guys have heard it, I'm sure, but it's what Holy Bible is. He only left you basic instructions before leaving Earth.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, hold on a second. God's plan, like it's his plan, like it's a blueprint. Like just follow this, stay rigid to this. And I was like, oh, okay. So what do you mean? Like, if I just follow exactly what like I know works for me and just don't fall off, don't negotiate, don't do any of that, watch what happens, and watch what happened.
Which is like obedience.
Correct. And so it was like, I would have never came to those conclusions had I been gift of desperation, fair weather faith, reaching out when times were bad. It was like, now what can I do next, God? And it made me closer and closer and closer. I don't know. That's why I asked.
Yeah, no, and I love the fair weather thing, because like I was the fair weather when things were really good. I'd be like, I got this, bro. Look at where I'm at. And no, I can't do that. In good times and in bad times, man. I rely on him now. And nowadays it's like, like in my business, it's constant, because we work with the most evil force on the planet besides big pharma and the government, right? It's called the insurance companies. It's called health insurance, though, not like every insurance, but health insurance specifically. Anthem Blue Cross is the devil. Blue Cross Blue Shield is the
Biggest
devil.
scam in the world.
Cigna is the devil, man. It's like, it's fucking gnarly, man. And it's like, they have people inside their organization, and like we have to act as a bank all the time, right? We're the bank, so I don't get paid until I've treated you, right? and then what? And then at the end of the day, you turn around and you decide you don't want to pay me, or you decide you want to put me in a prepayment review audit that you've never even looked at a chart ever in your existence, and now here I am having to float you another 120 plus days. Like, fuck you. But that's the thing, is I know God's way bigger and way more powerful, and in 23 years, because Hope by the Sea is my oldest treatment program. It's 23 years old. Never have I gone hungry. Like, never have I gone hungry. And sometimes God doesn't show up until 11:59, in 59 seconds. But every time he shows up, and it's been so constant that it kind of baffles me that I have any
Inkling of worry.
Honestly.
Isn't that fucked up?
Yeah.
But once again, going back to what you said, if you go back and seek his word and his truth, it literally tells you, like, stay the course and do not worry. Like, he feeds like the peasant birds. Like why are you worried about what you're wearing?
Right.
Why are you worried?
Yeah.
I fed the birds today that don't store any food.
Yeah. But yet I think it's a human trait that we have to sometimes overconsume with something that we cannot even control. That's why, like, in AA, grant me the courage to accept things. It's so true, because it's like, if you cannot control, you can obviously take actionable steps when necessary and when it is appropriate, especially when it comes to like business and navigating and maneuvering. Like, Chad's really, really good with saying, like, in our meetings and stuff, like, he doesn't just sit here and like, hey, God, no worry in the world, take the reins. It's like, yes, of course, but there has to be proper
get up and
action
start
to
moving.
do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Give me the direction.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
I do ask that. That's an important one. Give me the direction.
Yeah.
Bring the people into my life that should. And like I've been saying this one a lot, but it's like my favorite prayer in the world is God remove the people from my life that shouldn't be there. You want to talk about becoming not a codependent anymore? To pray this prayer. God, remove the people from my life that shouldn't be there anymore, and bring the people in that should, that help me better serve you in our primary purpose.
I love that.
And he removes them, man. I added the second part because I used to just do the first part, and he will remove the people. But I also want to continue to serve and do his will in my life. So I want him to continue to bring the people, the right people in. You know, so when like you said, I mean, and you learned it as a young boy in a car dealership, like. Go up and talk to people. You don't know that might be the person that you're about to meet is going to change your life.
Right. You know how many people have?
Right.
Like, it's insane.
It's crazy.
I was talking about this in my storyline the other night that, like, because I'll start conversations with anybody. I love initiating conversations.
This guy hasn't had a problem dating at all.
Huh?
This guy has not had a problem dating at all.
Yeah, I know.
0.
Well, hold on a second. I haven't had a problem finding dates. That doesn't mean I haven't had a problem dating.
Let me.
I'm also a big personality and a lot to handle. Anybody that does accept me is getting a lot of me.
Yeah.
What we're gonna talk about tonight is Justin Wenzel.
Yeah,
on
right.
this date. But you're a good conversation on this too. But like let's talk about this for just a second.
Wait,
Take
but
it off of Justin and on to Natalie.
Wait, no.
Eva
We're
Marie
gonna get
real
back
quick.
to your. I cut him off. Go back to your what you were going to say.
I don't know. I completely forgot now. What was where was I headed?
It was about like you never know how many people have changed your life. Like for
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I was talking about this last night or 2 nights ago.
Your
my
storyline.
Yeah, where a guy talked shit about a T-shirt that I was wearing of a band, the Descendants. You know Descendants.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, probably couldn't name one Descendants song. I was like, damn, dude, like I got Black Flag tattoos, Misfits. Of course I know. Like, why would you say that? And anyway, so like I just shot back at him just in the DM something funny. Like maybe I sent him a video note. That guy does all my YouTube like thumbnails now. He does like all the stuff for me now. We're like best friends.
Oh, wow.
Like I've helped guide him through his divorce and all of that stuff. All because I was like, this guy said something funny. I'm gonna start a conversation with him. You never know. And now this guy and I are super, super tight. And he's done so much work for us, and I've done so much work for him.
Wow.
And it's like I'm always looking for those opportunities, and I think that's important to like, people pride themselves on like I have resting bitch face. Like, well, okay, fuck you, like that. like don't expect anything good to come your way, or like I'm a recluse. Like, okay, well then you're gonna be alone.
Right.
I'm not.
I mean, you're speaking your world into existence. Yeah. That's what we do. There's a book called Hung by the Tongue, right? And what if you say I'm a recluse, you're gonna be alone.
Yeah.
Right.
If you say I'm actually am introverted, but I have these extroverted traits. If you say you're gonna lose, you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
If you say that you're old, you're gonna feel old.
Mm-hmm. People are wearing shirts that say like anti-social everything, anti-social sober club, anti-social this. And it's like, that's cool.
Right.
Or like people get on an elevator and I'll look over. And you know what's funny is like when I'll be on an elevator, somebody will like looking at their phone like they're really busy. And I'll look, I'll be like, what are they actually doing?
Dude, I always talk in elevators though. I always like.
I try to look at people's phones. I hate it when people have the fucking screen.
Because they're not doing anything.
The black screen.
They're not doing anything. They're like scrolling through their icons and they're not doing anything just so they could to ignore.
Yes.
And hide from the person that's in the elevator with them.
I don't let anyone hide.
You don't?
No, I feel like it's fun for me.
Yeah.
Because it's like such an
awkward.
awkward.
Your hand on their phone and say hi.
No.
You should.
But I always like engage in some type of awkward conversation.
Yeah.
And usually it goes over well.
Yeah.
I like doing that in line at the stores because like I just I talk to the person behind me, I talk to the person in front of me, I talk to the checker when I'm checking out.
Yeah.
I love it.
You know, it's funny. There's one guy at the Vons that I go to, and I go there a lot because I eat a lot of food. Mm-hmm. And there's this one guy, and he always like just has these like sayings and things like that. And there are days where I'm like, I don't want to.
Sure, no, for sure.
And and so I've avoided him a few times.
Sure.
And one day it was like the lines were just all crazy. I think everybody was avoiding him because they knew like they were.
Yeah, they're like, not today, bro.
Not today, dude. Like he's a really old man. And I get up there, I get all my groceries laid up on the conveyor belt, and the manager walks by and she's like, so and so, it's time for break. And he was like, oh. And I thought to myself, and I was like, he loves working here. And instantly my heart fucking sank. And I was like, I've been avoiding this guy. I've had like these thoughts about this guy.
Right. You're like, I'm a fucking...
This guy's fucking annoying. I don't want to be in
Yeah.
there. And like when the manager, she said it's time to go on break, it was like this look of disappointment that he wanted to like talk to me, and that it was his time to like say his funny sayings and talk about the government and whatever. and I was like, oh man. So now I actually, not every time, because I don't want to deal with him all the time.
Yeah.
But I'll actually go in there and I'll talk to him and be like kind to him and stuff, because I just never thought about that.
Right.
You know, and it was like this incredible, like overwhelming conviction. But anyways.
Yeah, which is nice, because it's like ultimately humans are meant here for connection, you know, and community, and whatever it is, he might be annoying by any means, but for whatever it makes him feel good, and he loves his job, you know.
Watch him be a huge fan of this podcast. He's like, motherfucker.
He's like, what the fuck?
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. That'd be funny.
I'm circling it back.
Okay.
Wait, this is
to your dating life?
Well, not exactly.
Let's go.
I do have a question. I have a
finish.
question for Wenzel though about your dating life.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. You don't want my advice here, right?
I do.
Please don't.
Yes, I do.
Wait, I want to get your guys' opinion about so I think this go round in my head, I don't want to post any person that I'm dating.
Yeah, that's so you gotta, that is soft launch, maybe at most, or just, I don't know.
Like no launch.
It might make them
I know.
a little.
That's what he said.
But
or you got to find a guy that doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
because like, why is it so important? So I understand both sides. I truly do, because I think I would feel a certain type of way if I was dating somebody and they didn't want to showcase me, because then it's like, well, what fuck? You're basically not wanting anybody to know that you're off the market, right? But then on the flip side, I can also see myself like not giving a fuck either. Because like, why does it matter? Public opinion.
I think that you probably need a guy that's indifferent about it.
Yeah.
Because for your brand, right? Like you don't want people in your business, but what most guys are gonna see, Natalie Emery smoke show posting posts and right, but it is what it is. But like they're gonna see that, and then you're gonna probably get a lot of comments and things like that, and there will be dudes that'll be like, oh, I don't like this. They just can't take it, right? So they want to be seen on the content where whatever.
Which I understand.
Yeah, but that's I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're not fucking ready for that either, because people are gonna tear any dude apart unless he's a fucking smoke show too. Like,
oh
like,
yeah.
Like,
what are you doing
like,
with that dude? Like,
like she's fucking Natalie Eva Marie, and like, if you ain't all that, it's. I mean, and you gonna because even here's the thing. Her ex-husband, and like we know, and she knows even way more than me. We don't read comments. We don't really give a fuck, especially negative comments. Just skip right over that negative comment.
Was it hard for him?
No,
he wasn't hard for him, but like,
at the beginning it was though, like at the very beginning of our relationship, sure, but then not.
No. I meant. Oh, which part?
The comments.
She got famous.
Coincided quite at the same time.
Okay. Yeah.
So it kind of worked out.
Yeah, because when you have two personal brands, it doesn't really matter, right? Like it's because again,
if the other person doesn't have a personal brand,
then they're gonna feel left.
They're gonna feel less than, especially when somebody says, "Oh, what are you doing with that dude? He's ugly. Look at his fucking dorky ass hair, or his, he ain't." I mean, people will say whatever. They say mean shit to her, and she's like pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Right. But like, going back to Jonathan, he's in a new relationship. He posted his boo, and it kind of went, for his page, it went kind of viral, and there was a lot of comments, and there was a lot of mean ones to her, about her. Where is she? Oh, that's an upgrade. All kinds of, shit.
Yeah. Well,
So if a dude can't, like, you gotta be able to handle what's coming.
yeah.
Because if she posts it, like, it's going to be 1 million views, and it's going to have, 10,000 comments. And out of those 10,000 comments, 30% of them are going to be pretty ruthless towards any guy.
Yeah. I mean, the vast majority of them are going to be guys with Dragon Ball Z profile pictures, right? Like one follower jerking off in their mom's basement. Yeah.
And but we know that. But does this other person, the boyfriend?
Yeah, I think obviously a secure man. And somebody who's not. It's like, okay, well, where do you find that? And then someone who's not jealous, right? I think that's a big thing. It's so funny as like, and I'm not like, I don't put my hat in the ring or anything, but like I'm like,
somebody like Wenzel.
No, well, like the funniest thing is like I don't understand jealousy with dudes. Like I've been a codependent my entire life, and I am not jealous whatsoever.
Not jealous, yeah.
I could give a fuck. But not jealous would be another thing. And then either they have their own personal brand,
sure,
right? So they're just as their social media is just as self-absorbed as
more, right?
Yeah, or more.
And I ain't posting you either. I'd be like, if she was like that, like, let's just say my wife, right? Let's go to my wife. If my wife's like, I'm not posting, I'll be like, I'm not posting you either. Then
right, or the most ideal situation is that you guys are both each other's trophy, and that you want to show each other and stuff like that.
Right. Totally.
So and that's up to you, but that's up to you and him.
Right.
So what I think with her is like, if he ain't your trophy, then he's just a boy toy.
Right. Yeah. If you're not willing to like want to put him all over your social
media, that's a good.
And you don't acknowledge it, right?
Wow, that's like crazy. I haven't thought of that part. I just in my head at this point in time, I'm just choosing where I think it would be the best for myself to not really post anybody, because one, my ex just did it, so I think that's just odd to come out after.
It's soon, yeah, it would be soon.
And then and I don't think that's a good look. And also too, it's like,
are you saying you have somebody that you could post right now? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Are you? Is she coming? What are you thinking right now, Emily?
There are some insinuations.
Huh? Is there something that we need to?
My face is turning red.
Huh?
No. I'm just saying because these are the things that I'm thinking about. Because they are good questions, and they are good where, like, you mentioned something that was attractive to your person that you're with currently, right? Is that she is self-sufficient. She does not need you. Right. She is financially stable by herself, right? You might not have said those words, but I'm just implying that.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking for that in my next partner, is like where we are. He doesn't.
It's called interdependent. Is what it's actually called when you come together, when two independent people come together. So see this circle right here, our logo. This is a person. An interdependent relationship, a healthy relationship is the second circle, crosses right about there. And this is where you guys have togetherness. It's only that much. And that's your life. That's
so you're basically making a Venn, like the little 3-circle fucking.
Yeah.
What's it called, Emily? What's it called? Yeah, it's a Venn diagram.
Yeah. So yeah, in layman's terms, your shit, his shit,
our shit.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's ideal. So yeah, I think that's the way to go.
Yeah.
Now
here's the other part though. You're like, I'm not posting you, but what if this motherfucker posts you?
Yeah, I know. I've thought about that too. Don't put my shit on unless.
So I mean, that's a conversation you have to have before you're too deep into a relationship.
Yeah.
Like,
we're
Well, did you have that conversation with her because you guys did a soft launch and then you did a collab post, so that is letting both.
We did a photo shoot with Freddie, and it actually went fucking nuts. But I will say this:
after a month and a half, Justin, you be putting rings on fingers quick, boy.
So I was actually comfortable with this one. I was actually comfortable with this because it was like, I was proud of this because it was like, she actually is like exactly
Trophy.
what I've always wanted in a woman. Right now, of course, I'm going to look silly if it doesn't work out, but
but then you're gonna come back on here and you're gonna admit that I was silly.
Oh yeah, I don't. I mean, listen, I don't.
We don't give a
life,
fuck.
I don't live my life like worried about like
Public opinion,
I could care less about all that. Yeah. If I cared about public opinion, I wouldn't be putting myself in public.
Totally.
And I built my brand off of pure fucking transparency.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck am I gonna, like, why do I care what anybody thinks about me? Like, it's irrelevant.
So did you guys have this conversation?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
It was fine. I was a little bit slower to do it because she had been single for a while. And I you know what I mean? So it was like, to her, it was like no big deal. To me, it was like, well,
It's kind of
I want to, ease this into my, my family. Like, the thing is like my family follows me. Like, they're my biggest fans. Like, they, you know what I mean? They're constantly commenting on my stuff and things like that. And actually, we haven't really talked a lot about it with my family, but my stepmom I'm very close with, like very close with, and she's been engaging in all of our storyline posts and stuff like that, and seems very into it. You know what I mean? But
I think family, of course, like ultimately they know you, so they just want you to be happy.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that they see that through.
I think so. I also think that they're right where you're saying like, "Whoa, Justin, like what the, you know what I mean?
Slow
like,
it down. Put the brakes on.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you wanna?
Yeah.
I mean, can I be funny and frank, but like funny and frank, like, bro, you want to keep fucking spending all this money on? How many rings have you bought? Like,
how many houses?
How many houses are you still paying for? Okay.
Damn, I didn't even tell you that.
I mean, here's the thing: if you are doing all of that, I my hat's off to you, because like so many dudes don't do that. They don't do that, and like. Yeah. My ex-wife, before I got remarried, we had a child together. You better damn straight that I made sure she had a fucking home for my son to live in.
What's funny is the amount of grown men that don't pay child support.
It's my I'm not gonna put him on the list.
Because like, being about 40 years old, right, and as a single dad, the most likely situation is that I would end up with a single mom,
right?
And I've talked to or dated or whatever, mostly single moms, and none of their baby daddies pay child support.
Crazy, huh?
Like 0%.
Yeah,
and a common thing that I hear is, oh, I wouldn't want him to pay child support because he would hold it over my head.
That's horrible.
I'm like, these motherfuckers. Like, really?
Isn't that crazy? I know, it's sad. Which brings me up to another thing. Does your current person have a child?
2.
So see, that's where my vote too is. I'm old. I'm 41. So like the likelihood of me dating somebody that doesn't have a child is pretty fucking slim.
And you don't have a child?
No. See?
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't think that should be a.
This guy wants me to have kids.
I don't think that should be anything, because if a guy has a child or two and he's a great dad, he's gonna be a great husband.
Yeah, I don't think that the
And I think that she's thinking too that a guy's gonna have like babies. They're not. If they're actually your age, most guys' kids will at least be teenagers, and they're not. It's not like you would never be mom. You would be stepmom.
And it's very unlikely that unlikely, but it's less likely that you're going to meet a guy who has full custody of.
Right. That's very true too.
Right. So there'd be.
So there's always the
weekends.
I mean, a lot of times the mom has a little bit more custody.
Well, yeah. Well, usually the state's favor the mom, anyways.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Now, California, you can get a pretty good deal out here in SoCal, because I had basically 50-50.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I also had a really good ex-wife. A really good ex-wife who wanted to make sure that, her son had a dad. We had a very amicable divorce. Like, she's still owner of this company. Not this one, not the podcast one, but the Hope by the Sea.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like, so her thing is like, I'm 41. What I want out in a man is a successful.
No, godly first.
Godly first. Okay, go.
Sobriety.
They can't drink.
Okay. Would you rather a normie or not?
I could fuck with a normie though. I could.
So this I
A
didn't
normie
want,
that chooses to put down alcohol for the rest of his life, though.
Yeah. So my situation, she's a normie, but she doesn't drink at all.
Right.
Perfect.
That's
Yeah.
how my ex-husband was.
Great
too.
situation.
He was a normie, and then once he knew that I was an alcoholic, he decided like, I don't need to drink anymore.
Yeah. Wow. That's ideal.
So like that's ideal. Not saying that's like like die on the sword, like where if it's a normie and they are a normal drinker, where it's like we go out somewhere and they have a glass of wine or something. I don't think that would.
You don't want a party boy.
I just don't want a party boy. Yeah. I don't want to have to be like cleaning stuff up or like just a mess.
Yeah.
You know. And then I have to have the third one is ambition. Not saying that he has to be like this financially make more than I do. However,
She just lowered her standard right there.
Yeah.
Right.
So here's the
why
thing.
did I lower my
well,
standard?
here's something that is gonna you might, and I'm just
wait,
giving
why
you,
did I lower my
listen,
standard?
I'm giving you.
He has to
it's
make more
not-
than me.
Well, I think that it would be very challenging to be. I think
man.
most guys, a man that made less than you, had less audience than you, plus they're not getting seen, right? Like you're looking at a guy.
Emasculated
Yeah.
bit by
Does,
bit.
and let me ask you this: does he have to be over 6 foot? Like, does he like
No.
Okay, so like you're looking at a guy that like is already unseen by 99% of women in the first place. So, yeah,
I'm doomed.
not doomed, but I would say that they should probably at least make more money than you.
I'm with the money part, or has enough ambition that in a short period of time they can make more money than you.
Yeah,
But if they're
or
like
the ability
like,
to hustle or make more.
yeah,
money,
I mean,
know,
you have to look at that,
there's
because
gotta be
like
some
if
polarity.
if the person is just an employee, like an employee type mindset,
Right.
it's never gonna work.
No.
Yeah,
It's never gonna work. She's an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
She's a brand, an established brand. 6 million followers on Instagram. You know, like
right.
it's a lot for somebody. I mean, it could be fun in the beginning, but what happens is in every relationship is that there is what's called a honeymoon phase, and in chemicals, a natural chemical is released during this phase, and it feels good, and everybody's on their best behavior, and they're willing to bend and flex and do all these things, and then when that stuff ends, the real person shows up.
Right, and that's where polarity comes. Have you ever read Way of the Superior Man?
I have not read that.
Oh, you both should. Even though it's called Way of the Superior Man,
Yeah.
it applies to everybody, all sexes, sexual orientation,
Yeah.
everything. Like it's the same thing where it literally talks about this type of thing. And right, what you're saying is that honeymoon phase, when that goes away, and then all of a sudden the masculine traits that caused you to be that turned you on, they start to like go
they start
away.
to disappear.
Right, they start to disappear, right, and then they become, they lose their ambition, their drive, their goals, things like that, right, and then being who you are obviously is going to be,
It's gonna be. It's gonna start to demasculine them more.
Yeah.
and they won't be able to handle it. And
But the good news is you can get whatever you want.
yeah, that's the thing.
That's what you think. I'm doomed.
That's she needs to go to therapy for the doomed part, because like she could get whoever she. That's actually the question I wanted to talk to you. You already answered my question, is because she's been feeling this way, and like this, I'm doomed and I'm not gonna ever find somebody. She's only been completely divorced and not looking. She didn't look for the first 6 months during the divorce. She did it kind of the right way.
Yeah.
And then when the divorce was final, now you can kind of start looking, and she hasn't gone anywhere, to look.
Yeah.
So
well, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
They're not
it's-
just going to show up at your doorstep.
No,
Hi.
it's like you gotta, I mean, for me, it was a little bit different because I wasn't a celebrity personality. So for me, it was like I jumped on online dating, and I had, and I did find my wife. I found my wife online, which today I think a lot of people actually find there's Instagram. People,
I met Jonathan on Instagram.
I know, and that was what
2012.
2012.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people meet that way.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to, you also have to, as a celebrity type personality, like a lot of guys are going to be a little bit intimidated because even successful, good guys still have really have a hard time with rejection. So like some guys, you might have to say hello, and give a little like flirt to them, just to get them started.
Well, that establishes polarity.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is a thing that would be to show the feminine, because
Yeah.
it is going to be, and it doesn't help that you're like a professional wrestler too.
I know.
I mean, like
Right,
She's
right,
got
right,
she's
right.
got some masculinity
Yeah.
traits and domineering traits, and I like. I'm a Bible guy. I'm a God guy, and man is in charge of the home, and so if the man can't actually dominate her,
right.
yeah,
I mean, it's going to make it hard.
it's gonna make it extremely difficult. Even though like my wife's very tough, she's tough, but I can dominate her in the appropriate way.
Yep.
But she can also like put her foot down and draw a line in the
Right.
sand where I'm like, okay, I get it, I understand.
Does it kind of turn you on a little bit when she can do that?
Yeah, sometimes I don't want to.
Yeah, it's not a bad look.
See, my wife gets pissed if I talk about. I like
Sorry.
and like these
Well-
girls know my wife. She don't fuck around.
In
When
the
she-
Bible, women are supposed to respect their husbands, and then the husbands are supposed to love their wives like they love
like
the
we love
church.
the church.
So it's like you love your wife, which is why like it's just ebbs and flows, where wives respect their husbands enough to be led and to be dominated over, or where it's like I don't want to think, I don't. It's like nice to be with a man that's like has the reins to a degree, as opposed to where of course if you love your wife and you value and respect her enough to listen when she is able to check you and put you in your place too, because that is very important as well.
The other thing that ends up happening in a marriage, because marriage is just like people don't young people don't realize this, but if you've been married and divorced before, a marriage is also a business relationship.
Totally.
Yeah.
So like if you have to think, you either have to have a guy that is very independent and good, or the guy has to you have to establish the fact that this is my brand and you're not fucking with my brand, because your ex-husband was like managed your brand. Or you have to have a guy that can actually help you build your brand even bigger,
Right.
well establishing his own brand at the same time.
Right. Or a guy who's just personally successful that doesn't
Sure.
give
Yep.
a fuck about social
Doesn't
media
give
Totally.
a fuck.
and doesn't care. Do
That's
your
the
thing. I have my business
Yeah.
to work on.
Yeah.
And
I don't even
give a
fucking-
fuck if
I
I
you-
don't care about your
I
little
don't-
peon followers. Like,
I
who
don't
gives a
have
fuck?
Instagram.
I don't care. Yeah.
I don't have Instagram or Facebook, so
Because
I
I'm
don't
running
give
a multi-billion.
I don't give a fuck
Yeah.
if you post
I
me
don't
or
have time
not.
for that shit.
Actually,
Like,
don't
you
want
know.
you to post me because
There are some of those guys in Southern California. There's
Yeah.
a lot of those guys in Southern California.
But how many of them don't cheat and are good guys and godly guys?
I think that
They exist.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So
You think?
You know any?
yeah, actually I do. Great dude. He's fucking shredded too. A couple of like the men's like brotherhoods that I'm
Sure.
a part of. They're all like guys that are really successful that Most of them are married, but like there's a handful of guys that I can think of that. Actually, one guy comes to mind, but also, but again, he's a dad, but he has a very, very large construction company. Very obsessed with his his fitness stuff and all of that.
Yeah.
He's coached by Jay Ferruggia, actually.
Oh, nice.
And Jay only works with like successful dudes. So like, but yeah, it exists. He's actually part of JWX as well.
Emily's single as well.
Well, I'm not here. Listen,
I'm just
I'm
messing
like only
around.
on a recovery podcast. Could we be,
I know, right?
taking and giving advice from like somebody like me.
what?
Like, what do you want my advice for?
What the fuck? Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I to be honest with you, you could take everything I said and just throw it in the trash and just like pray to God and like God will put the right person in.
Yeah.
Well, but I will say this: you're not going to learn how to ride a bike from a motherfucker on training wheels, and especially when you're dealing with like dating in your 40s, post divorce, all of those things. Like you're not going to listen to the guy who married his high school sweetheart and lives around the picket fence and has never experienced any life before. They have no fucking accurate information to give you.
And that's not me. I, as a matter of fact, was a successful man who got divorced at the same age as you. And I'm happily married today. So
there's light.
There is light.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I've butchered every relationship I've ever been in, but put the work in on myself, right? Like, and it can happen, right? Like, I think.
No, for sure. I believe that it can. I mean, look at all of us. We shouldn't technically be here.
No, right.
So like we're here. So
right. And thriving.
Yeah.
Right.
So exactly.
I'm also one of those people too. When you stop looking,
yeah, you find
like when you stop looking and you focus on yourself, like you said earlier, and you like work. Just take a. I mean, if I were you,
I haven't even looked though, to be honest.
But
so,
if I were you, like, take this next year, not from today, but from your divorce. Take the year. You got therapy today. You're working on yourself. You're doing your Bible studies. You're doing lots of stuff. You're building a new brand. Somebody can't get in the way of you building a new brand. You've got NEM recovery centers, and we got NEM Fit to put back together. So I mean, we the Infinity Group and Chad inherited a couple of extra businesses that we didn't know we were gonna inherit.
They got
when we signed her as an Infinity Group member. Because we didn't know she was getting divorced.
Well, yeah. I can't really plan for that.
Yeah, right. So, fuck. This has been a good podcast, though.
This is real. Like, this is real life shit.
Real
like,
life shit.
Yeah.
We're not fucking around.
You honestly could delete the whole first half hour and go like straight up. So this right here is like, this is good.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, talking about it too, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't feel so fucking alone, right?
No, for sure. Same. It's like, and
Chad is happily married.
Totally.
He's got the white picket fence.
Right.
No, I'm kidding.
It's a wrought iron.
Oh, pardon me.
Black wrought iron.
Sounds lovely.
But also too on the flip, it's like we both walked through a divorce and we both walked through it sober.
Yeah.
So it's like that also is
it can be done.
The highlight. It's
I didn't.
Right.
Did you walk through the divorce better than when you went into it?
So what's really interesting about how the divorce even came about, or like how I came to it, was I didn't tell anybody that I was even thinking of divorce until I knew that that's what I wanted to do, because people don't know your relationship. They only see what you allow them to see. And so obviously with everybody here at the company, they saw Jonathan for like what I wanted them to see to a degree. And then the only people that I really, really cared about, like truly their opinion, were my parents. 'Cause my parents have been married for 53 years. So once I like did the kind of like how you went and turned internally to figure out like what is going on within yourself, I kind of did the same thing. And then when I was ready, that's when I hit the ground running. And I think I did it pretty gracefully.
Yeah.
See, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell anybody except one person, like, what was going on with me. That didn't know that was part of one of my brotherhoods that I was talking about. I didn't really know, because I didn't want. It was like, what if I had a codependent moment where I was like, whoa, I'm totally joking, and then come back.
Yeah.
Right,
that happens.
Yeah.
Well,
so
which totally does happen.
It does. So I just was, I was like, I'm not going to crowdsource this. I'm not going to ask for opinions. I don't want people to have any feelings towards the other party or myself, because the truth is we're both good people. We both have everything right. And so, yeah, I didn't tell anybody, and not a single person. And the first person to find out that I wanted one was her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I felt good about that. And like I said, nobody really even noticed that. And I think you, as much as you're in the spotlight, and I follow you and I follow John, I think you guys both did a really good job of keeping it. It wasn't like
Nobody fucking out. Well, I mean, it did hit TMZ in December, but or January. When was that, Emily?
I think December. January.
But that people forget about
But
that.
they did forget.
Yeah.
They did forget.
Totally.
It wasn't like a
and I was happy the article came out, because it's like it allowed me not to have to talk about it, because it's like it's out there,
ban it
done,
off,
perfect. And like I think that with obviously I had to tell the team, because I see them every freaking day. Plus, Jonathan, like they would eventually ask, like, why aren't you going home, or is Jonathan coming out, or what's going on? So like only the true tight knit people in my life were the ones that actually knew what was going on with me filing. And then after that, it was kind of TMZ took care of the rest of the people.
I was supposed to be on a meeting.
We got to wrap up.
They didn't even text me. Oh.
They didn't?
I don't know.
Well, this has been a great podcast, and congratulations on where you're at today in your life.
Thanks.
Because those are some big moments that you have walked through to stay sober too. Because you have to remember, 5 years is not long. It's like, it's a great accomplishment, but it's also, you walk through life things, and those life things, and you also are in California. You're not in Michigan. You don't have your family right here. It's like a lot of new things, and you've done really, really great stuff. So
thank you.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for coming back, and thanks
great.
for reaching out, man.
Oh,
Appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate you.